We're at the end of March. Yes, it's the last day of March as I've posted this video, and it's time for my look ahead into April to see what's coming out, what Blu-ray 4K releases there are that intrigue me, that interest me, and might interest you as well. So let's get into it. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. So yes, we're a quarter of the way through the year. A quarter of the way through the year. Wow. 3 months are behind us. 9 months are left. Amazing. One more month and we'll be a third of the way through the year. Amazing how maths works. But there we go. Certainly when you're older, time flies. Tempus fugit, as the Greeks would say. It's where's that time going? I don't know. We're just all a victim to it, aren't we? But anyway, let's have a look at what April has in store release-wise. The releases that are intriguing me and my thoughts on them, and whether I'm going to get them or not, or get them later down the line in sales. So obviously April the 3rd is the first release day of the month, Monday, April the 3rd, and first of all we have Babylon being released. Yes, now this film here is getting a Blu-ray, it's getting a 4K, it's getting a steelbook as well. I do have the steelbook on pre-order, and I was meant to have watched the film by now. I pre-ordered it as like a placeholder, although these things don't sell out anymore, so there's no real need to do that, is there? But yes, I know Margot Robbie stars in this. I know it's set is it 1920, somewhere like that? I don't know. Earlier days of Hollywood. I don't know nothing about it. I'll be honest. I'm sort of clueless going into this film. I haven't even watched the trailer, but you know, it's got enough of a cast to intrigue me. Will I get it watched over the weekend before release day? I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, so that's one there. But I have heard reports that it's over long, because it's about 3 hours, and that it's boring. So I don't know on that one. And then we have 4 Star Trek releases. Yes, Paramount are releasing the Next Generation 4 films. So this is Star Trek, Christ, where's my mind going? Generations, which is the meeting of the 2 captains. Then we have First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis. They've all got a 4K release. Now, we're getting a box set with all of them in, and also individual releases as well. Now, problem is that at the moment Paramount are being very lazy with their releases, with their 4K transfers. There's not much difference to them than a Blu-ray. They're disappointing, to say the least. So I did have some of these on pre-order, and after really looking into it and delving deep and asking the question, I cancelled, with the exception of Star Trek Generations. I love Star Trek Generations. It's my favourite of the 4 Next Generation movies. And I'm going to get that one. I'm going to get that one because I do want to see with my own eyes a comparison between the Blu-ray and the 4K before I make any further decisions on any of the others. So that's the only one that I'll be getting there at current time for that primarily for that purpose. Yeah, so that's it for me for April the 3rd. Then we jump forward into Easter week, April the 10th. April the 10th, so we have the 2 Batman releases coming out at us. The ones in the nice thick boxes. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. If you remember, 6 months ago or whatever it was, they released the Dark Knight trilogy and the 2 Batman Michael Keaton films like this. It was around the time of The Batman getting a release, I believe, shortly after that. Only we didn't have Batman Forever and Batman and Robin in that selection for us. They've come along now, later down the line. Now, these are two releases that they're big releases. They're Batman. However, not something that I want to delve into and get. I didn't get the other special edition releases that came for the Dark Knight trilogy and the two Keaton films. I have them on 4K anyway, and I've got no need to double dip, and I don't believe that the actual artwork warrants me getting them. There's nothing about them that screams to me this is a really nice product. I think the artwork is lazy, it isn't particularly nice looking, so those two will yeah. Now we're getting a 4K release steelbook of Flashdance. Yes, of all films, Flashdance has been upgraded to 4K. Who would have thought it? There's so many films out there that get a 4K that would warrant a 4K release, but Flashdance has got one. I'm saying this because it's a you know, this is a film from the era when I was younger, but I've not seen the film. It's not a film that I've actually seen ever. I haven't ordered it or anything like that, but I did notice it when it was on the release schedule over other stuff. So then jumping forward a week again to April the 17th. Now this is a big week, and a week that has me thinking, shall I, shan't I? A back and forth, and that is because of Superman. We're getting a Superman box set and individual releases as well, and this Superman box set is one of them ones, it looks like it's in one of them metal boxes, and it's got 5 steelbooks within, it seems, but only the first 4 films, not Superman Returns with Brandon Routh. That's left out for some obscure reason. That 5th steelbook contains the special features, or not the special features, but the bump that you get with this release, your postcards, your posters, your little comic book, and this sort of a thing. It's a whopping £130. It is. Now, like I said, each of the 4 films are 4K presented. Superman the movie itself has previously had a 4K release, and reports would have you believe that it's not the best of releases. It did look very grainy. I've got it on 4K, but I've never sat all the way through the 4K version, and it did look particularly heavy on grain and not too great in the first segment of the film that I watched back then. But I can't say on anything beyond that. I don't think that film has been retouched or anything like that. But anyway, so this release, it's got the other 4 steelbooks for each of the films, and you do get the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2 in there as well, within Superman 2. Now, the problem with this for me is the 4 steelbooks. Okay, the latter 2, they use the film posters. They use the film posters, which is nice, but the problem with that is the first 2. The first one is the Superman shield. That's it, little in sort of in the middle. The second one is, you know, Superman flying towards the 3 Kryptonians, General Zod, the Zod Squad, coming at him with the Statue of Liberty behind. But it's split with the Donner cut at the bottom, and then the latter 2 are similar in design in that they're the posters for 3 and 4, which were pretty much the same posters almost, same art design, this sort of a thing. So there feels like this fractured kind of a feeling towards the steelbooks that artistically they don't gel together. It feels like random steelbooks been thrown in. That's part of the issue with this release as well. And not only that, but the special features that you get on the 4K release, on the standard Blu-ray box set release, differ than here. There's more on that than what there is on this release. The comic book itself, I have the comic book, Superman 78, which is like a comic book continuation of the Christopher Reeve Superman films. This came from DC maybe a year or 2 ago. At the same time, they'd done Batman 89, which was a continuation of the Batman movies and what the Michael Keaton Batman movies and what could have possibly been for a Batman 3, but not. Yeah, so the comic book itself is something that I do have as a proper comic book release. That being said, I do want 4Ks of Superman 2, Superman 3 and Superman 4. So it would make far more sense for me to get the individual releases that are coming. Yeah, it would be, you know, if I bought them brand new, the cost would be less than 50% the cost of this steel edition. But I am intrigued by it because I'm a big Superman fan. But my advice here is to wait. It hasn't sold out yet. It's not gonna sell out. Warner Brothers seem to make a wealth of these, so much so that in the recent Zavvi sale, you've got like the Mad Max set there. You've got the Matrix steelbook set there, still reduced. You've got the Batman, that double pack with the steel thing at the front, that's there reduced. These special editions like this are not selling out, and that's partly because people haven't got the money because of the credit crunch and the rising cost of living. There's so many special releases being released at the moment. People have to be more picky, thus leaving the stuff on the shelves and thus coming back at us in the sales. So is it worth getting or not? That's up to the individual. Me, I don't think so, and I don't think I'm going to get it. And also on this day, April 17th, we get the release of Megan on Blu-ray. Yeah, no 4K for that. But Megan, you know, the android girl that sort of goes haywire and starts killing people. It was so-so. It was so-so. Not a film that, you know, it's a film that I might get further down the line and revisit when I see it in CEX for like £5 or something like that. Certainly not a day one release pickup, not warranted. It does have the extended cut on there, or the unrated cut, whatever you want to call it, because when this film came out it was like 12A or something like that, and there's a heavier version of it, but it's so limited on the heavier stuff that they only had to make minor snippets to it to get it released for younger audience. So I don't expect there to be much in there to make any difference to the narrative or anything like that whatsoever. So then we jump to April 24th. Now April 24th gives us my favourite film of last year, and a film that I will be getting, and I'm looking forward to getting, that is All Quiet on the Western Front. Yes, this is the German film that was, there is a dubbed English version, and it was shown on Netflix. A retelling or a remake of the book All Quiet on the Western Front, which has been made into films before, but this was a wonderful film. It truly was. It showed the horrors of war and the complexity of it and what it does to the individuals, the futility of war. It was a solid film, and it did pick up a few Oscars as well. Obviously not best film, but it did win best foreign film, so just as good, isn't it, really? Then we have Plane. Plane's getting a release. This is the Gerard Butler film where he's the pilot, and there's the plane has to make an emergency crash landing onto this island. The island's overrun by these sort of pirates and you know, guerrillas, not guerrillas as in, you know, in the jungle gorillas like primates. I'm talking about guerrillas. And they take hostage of these people, and it's up to Gerard Butler and the geezer who played Luke Cage, whose name eludes me at the moment. It's a great film. It was really enjoyable. It harks back to action films of the 1990s. It feels like a film from that period. And I'm not knocking the film in that sense. It was great. It's like it's got no agenda in it whatsoever, like a lot of Hollywood features have these days. So that's a wonderful release. Now there's a 4K and a Blu-ray. I am getting a 4K for it and a 4K steelbook. However, that's coming from Germany. I'm unsure of the release date without looking, but I'll be getting that 4K steelbook from Germany, yes. Next out this week, continuing with what's happened previously. Last month we had the Nightmare on Elm Street Never Sleep Again release, and then a few months prior to that, or maybe 6 months or something like that, time flies, like I said, the Friday the 13th one, we're getting Living with Chucky. Living with Chucky, which is a documentary film about the impact of the Child's Play franchise on society, you know, and what it's done, because obviously it's still going today. Come out in the mid 1980s, still going strong as a TV series from the same creator. So this documentary is about that. And then last but certainly, I was going to say certainly not least, but that's wrong. We've got Justice League plus RWBY or Ruby or something like that it's called. Forgive my ignorance here. I have no idea what RWBY or Ruby is. It means nothing to me. But basically, another month, another animated DC film. DC are knocking these films out almost monthly now. That's how it seems. And here we are with another one. Now, I will watch it. I will review it. But if I get it, it's probably going to be like £5, £4, something like that when it drops in price. Like I've decided to do with last month's release. Or this month just gone's release of The Doom That Came to Gotham. But I've watched the trailer for this one, and it would seem that the Justice League as adults are transported elsewhere to this Ruby world. I don't know. And they're younger selves, younger versions of themselves, but I think they're adults in their younger selves' bodies. But I still expect them to be acting like younger versions. I don't know. I think it's going to go that way. I don't know. It doesn't look very good. I'll be honest with you. It might surprise me. You never know. I might go in with very low expectation and come out in my review saying best animated DC movie ever. But I do think that they are pushing these too fast now. It used to be special when an animated DC film came along, and now it's month after month after month. I think we've had about 4 consecutive months now with animated DC movies. We had the Green Lantern one, we had Legion of Doom, or Legion of Superheroes, sorry. Then we had the Batman of Doom That Came to Gotham, and now this month we've got RWBY, Justice League. I don't know. But anyway, so that's it. That's my sort of listing for the month. A look at stuff that's coming out. Look at stuff that sort of jumps out at me and intrigues me. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this stuff coming out? What are you looking forward to this month? Is there anything here that you're interested in? Will you be getting that big Superman box set? Because I will be interested to see openings of it when people open it. Let me know down in the comments. Have you cut back? Have you had to cut back? Are you waiting for sale items now? Because honestly, I think that's the way to go. But then that opens the other door, that other question that I've asked before. Does me waiting for sale items impact upon physical media and the future of physical media? Because the companies are not getting my money on release day. They're not getting, you know, sales look poorer than what they actually are, and this sort of a thing, especially if you're buying in CEX from someone else who's already bought it. It opens this can of worms that I like talking about. But I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna leave you to it. And in 4 weeks' time, thereabouts, at the end of April, I'll be back with another one of these, looking forward into the month of May. So come and join me then. Subscribe to the channel. Use the comments. I do reply to all comments. And I shall see you later. Take care all, and have a fantastic Easter.